Hi everybody, I'm Ellen. I'm Buckeye Cross Stitcher on both FlossTube and Instagram. Today is June 27th, 2025, and this is FlossTube number 8. This is a channel predominantly about cross stitch and other crafting I do occasionally, and thank you for stopping today. I've got my 2025 StitchCon shirt on. I was there just this last week for Weekend B, so I have a lot to share about that. This was my 6th time being at StitchCon, and fortunately Sharonville is only about an hour down the road from me, so Keepsakes is what I would consider my LNS. So stay tuned for that and a lot of other things in this video. For those of you returning and those of you who may be new, I do a little different format than what you see most of the time on FlossTube. I like to do separate videos on things, and after my introduction, most of the time what I'm doing is splicing those in. I think it's a little easier for me to show you my projects and haul and other things that I'm talking about up close with the different camera angle. And so I'll have different things that I'll be adding about StitchCon and the brag table and some other things this time. So I hope you'll hang in there with me and that you will enjoy seeing all those videos. So for my whips, I have been working on One Nation. My original plan was to, because this was a leap day start in 2024, my original plan was to give myself 4 years until the next leap day to get it done. But now, realizing that the 250th is coming up next year, I kind of want to get it done for that, and make this kind of a memory stitch for that. So I have been stitching a lot of red stripes. That's what I've been doing, trying to get this caught up. And once I get those red borders done, I will be doing all the red lettering. I'm using DMC 666 on those. And once I get that done, I want to spray it again. I want it to kind of look old and crusty, and so I want to kind of mute the red color a little bit, and then I'm going to stitch all the white. And I don't know if I'm going to spray the white or not. We'll see, because I kind of want that to stand out really well. So it's coming along, but I got a long way to go. So my birthday was this month on June 12th, and probably starting on my 60th birthday, which was 6 years ago, I started a birthday project. And this year I chose to do the Stitching Parliament by Hands-On Design. As soon as she released this at market, I knew that's what I wanted to do this year. So I have a little bit of one owl done, but I am loving working on this project. So I'm going to continue to work on that and try to get that done. And I want to frame this pretty much like she did, using kind of a larger oversized mat on it, and frame it and put it up in my craft room. So I have kind of my own little segment. Instead of calling them FlossTube Shoutouts, I'm calling them FlossTube Standouts, because I watch so much FlossTube, and I decided what I'm going to do is pick 1 or 2 to highlight and then to link their videos below. Because I do watch so many, but these are the ones that was really impressed with, and maybe that I learned something from. So the first one is Erin Elizabeth. She did an ornament finish, and this video was called Christmas All the Time Club Freebie. It was on June 13th, and she did a mason jar lid ornament finish. So that was really interesting and a great idea, a great way to finish an ornament. So I will link that one. And also Maggie Homemade on the Ridge. She did a 2025 mid-year whip parade, and that was probably about June 20th that she recorded that. But I love Maggie. She is a finisher. She's got some great projects, so you might want to check that one out. And also Christy Java Girl. She's putting out more videos again, and she and Anna had a video, and I just am so inspired by her finishes. So I will link all of those below. I fully finished a Bluebird salute, as you'll see in haul. I actually have one of these that I got as a Smalls Exchange at StitchCon a few years ago. So I had stitched this in 2022 and I never finished it, mainly because I had one already. But I thought, well, I'll finish mine and use that as my Smalls Exchange this year, because I'm headed to StitchCon Weekend B next week. So I have all of Misty's bird series. I think this is the Gathering Bird series maybe, but I have all of those. I had purchased her hand-dyed fabric and the called for floss for this. So everything's called for. And I didn't do the ruched ribbon around it. I just didn't have the right color, and I actually didn't think it looked right. So I thought it was okay, just like this. And then I ended up adding a bulb pin with Lori Holt's little mini buttons, a red, white, and blue one. So I thought that would work out okay. And then on the back, as always, I split mine and turn it and fill it. And then I just put a piece of wool over it. I Aleene's glue that, and then I sew on a charm to one of my labels, and then I Aleene's glue that on there. So I hope whoever gets this likes it and hasn't done it themselves yet, and will enjoy having that for 4th of July. I fully finished the word swap for June, the strawberry, by Stitching with the Housewives. I'm doing a lot of these, but I'm not doing all of them. But I am doing a few that I'm switching out throughout the year. This is just magneted on there. And I did make a few changes. I substituted DMC 961 for the Classic Colorworks Strawberry Parfait because I didn't have that color. I also substituted Classic Colorworks Crushed Pineapple for the Vanilla Custard because I thought that Vanilla Custard was just a little too hard to see on my white Ada. And I moved these little flowers down a stitch, away from those and away from the strawberries. My eye just said that that was a better position for it, so I moved those down. Otherwise, I stitched it on 14 count white Ada, and I'm loving it. I fully finished Let's Talk Summer from Hands On Design. I'm doing all 4 of these seasonal stitches, and I wanted to get that one ready for the end of the month so that I can get that put out. Now I did make a lot of changes on this one. I substituted DMC white for DMC 3865. I also, these little small flowers here on the pattern, I eliminated those on there. That was just personal preference. I also eliminated the bottom stitch of the flower stem on top of the W over watermelon because I didn't like it touching the W on there. I also moved the word daisies up one row. I stitched a whole row of the DMC 435. I just thought that that looked better instead of having that stitched just between the letters. I liked having the whole row of the dirt or whatever that's supposed to be there. And I added antenna to this little firefly. He didn't have any on the chart, so I did add those. But I'm happy to get that switched out for the summer. And those fireflies are no joke. But got her done, and I'm really, really happy with it. I found this little wagon at Michael's. They had these all of their Americana stuff, 50% off. And it's such a cute little wagon. And I put my Bluebird salute in there that was gifted to me. And that's about 3 by 4, or maybe more, maybe a little bigger than that. But that's to show you how tiny that little wagon is. But I thought it'd be cute to put things in on the hutch. I received the new Sip and Stitch, the patriotic box from Primrose Cottage. So I was going to show you everything in there. They showed everything this morning on their FlossTube Live. So I thought it was safe to show it here a little bit closer. So this is the drinking vessel, Stars, Stripes, and Stitching. It says on it, it's 30 fluid ounces, and it's a H2Go. So that looks like a really good one. I like to put my filtered water in my drinking vessels every day, and I carry it around the house with me or wherever I'm going, so that's going to be a nice big one. We always get a release list with the boxes, so this is what's on here, and then there's a pattern on the back of that. And then there's recipe cards, and they went through all those on their FlossTube. This is June 12th, by the way. Get stickers, which I always like. And then these are scissor fobs. So I'm excited to, actually I usually put these on project bags, so I'm excited to put one of those on a project bag. And floss drops, which I don't use, so I usually pass those on to one of my stitchy sisters. And the patterns we got, this is America, My Home Sweet Home. And Lindsay said that this is the one that she actually started with for this bundle, for this box. So she kind of designed off of this one for the other things. And then we've got God Bless America, Little Pillow. I really want to start that one right away. Got the DMC floss in there. Glad it's DMC. I love DMC. And the finishing kit. Whoops, I got it upside down. So you got the finishing to do all of the pieces, I think, all the designs. Enough in there. I have everything now for the Primrose Free Stitch Friday for June, the 4th of July round, and I did see on their FlossTube this morning, this is June 12th, that the frame that their dad has made for her garden rounds that she's doing, also fits this. So I did order one of those because I thought I could switch some things out in there, and I could use this one for summertime 4th of July decor. But I got the stitching kit, which is 32 count taupe Lugana, and then it's Valdani threads, which I have not worked with before. And part of the reason that I like to get these kits is to stitch with different things. So that's the Valdani threads. They look like they got good variegation in there. And then I got the finishing kit for that. So I'm excited to get that fully kitted up and in my lineup. I had a order come in from Fat Quarter Shop, so I thought I'd show you that. I got a mesh bag. This is the Daisy Plaid mesh bag. I really like their bags. Those are nice and big, and I can throw all kinds of things in them. I also got a couple classic colorworks, Milady's Teal and Mana Red for a project. And I've been collecting the stitch cards. This is set Y. So we only have one more set to go, and that will be complete. Then I got the new hands-on design Toes in the Sand. I thought that would be cute for a memory stitch for my next trip to a beach somewhere. I got a stiletto tool, a cleaning kit for my sewing machine. I got this needle minder, which is Santa's reindeer, and that's from Up on the Rooftop. It's a limited edition. And then I got a needle minder from Flamingo Toes, and picked up another unstitcher. I like those in all my bags and my stitchy boxes, and I've given away a lot of those too. Handy tool. And that's it. So I had a great time at StitchCon this year. I kind of call it our StitchCon bubble. You kind of shut out the outside world, and you're with your friends and making new friends for 3 or 4 days. And you're buying all the things and having a lot of fun. And I would say that this weekend was pretty subdued. I think a lot of people, there was a lot of new people. A lot of people just sat and stitched and visited, and it was pretty wonderful. I ended up stitching on 2 of my Stitchy Sisters round robins that they had brought with them, so I spent a lot of time doing that, and then filled in with my One Nation project. I do have some videos and I have some photos that I'm going to try to add here. But I'm not going to do a big, huge recap of it. I wanted to show you videos of the brag tables, if I can figure out how to get that added and that kind of thing. But there's a lot of people who do really nice reviews on YouTube. So you can search StitchCon recap actually, and a lot of those will pop up. So if you are interested in seeing kind of more detailed what happens there, then I would suggest doing that. And so here, stay tuned, and I'm hoping to have some photos and some video for you. This is the table gift I put together for my Stitchy Sisters. There was 6 of us, so we had our own table this year. I got them each a bag that says a day without cross stitch probably won't kill me, but why risk it? And on there I put a little tassel that I found at Hobby Lobby and a 2025 charm. Then I got them packs, individually wrapped packs of wet ones. I keep those, I get those at Kroger. I keep those in my cars. I keep those in my purse. I just love having those. Got them some lens wipes. Got them a memo book. And then this is sticky notes. This is Lori Holt sticky notes from Fat Quarter Shop. This comes in a pack of 3 different colors, a big pen, and some Kleenex. And they said they really liked that gift, and it was easy to put together. Denise Tompkins from North Charleston, South Carolina. She's the one who received my Smalls gift in the exchange at StitchCon. And interestingly enough, Jim and I had just traveled through there, and just let me say, Denise, you know, more power to you driving through that traffic all the time down there. But it was nice to meet her, and I will add a photo of us together. If you've been to StitchCon, you know we have a Smalls exchange, and I did participate in that this year. I ended up being in the last group on Saturday, and in the last group called to go up to get our gifts. So by the time I got up there was only about 4 left. So I saw this on the table. It was a gift that was wrapped in brown paper. It had a crystal with it and a couple of sticks, and I thought, oh, that looks interesting. That's probably something woodsy. So when I opened it up, I saw this. And that is what's called a death's head hawk moth. I had to look it up. I knew I had seen this before. It's from Modern Folk Embroidery. Jacob de Graaf is the designer from the Netherlands. And this pattern is called Silent Wings. And this, interestingly enough, is the moth that is featured in Silence of the Lambs movie, one of my favorite movies, so if you know, you know. But I guess they can have a 5-inch wingspan, and they're nocturnal. And the feature, if I can get it close enough so you can see without blurring it, the moths are easily distinguishable by the vaguely human skull pattern of markings on their thorax. So I thought that was really interesting. And the girl that stitches for me was Jana Elmsley, and she's from Michigan. And I just want to thank Jana for her gift. And I will love having this. I'll probably put it out with fall and then into Halloween decor. But I really appreciate her stitching that, and This was her first stitch con, so I really liked that I got something from someone who was new there. So thank you so much, Jana. When you come into registration at StitchCon, you always get your swag bag. And this year it is an insulated backpack so that you can carry your drinks or whatever in there. And they also gave us a phone stand, which I think that's going to be really handy by my stitching spot. And we also got the thread bed that says this way to StitchCon 2025. And then when you leave, they always give you a make and take gift, which is usually a scissor fob with charms. And they give you all the jump rings and everything to put it together. And this time it's a compass and a 2025 charm. And then it says find joy in the journey on the other little charm on there. And then we were able to pick like 3 different stickers when we left also to use. So I thought those were pretty nice gifts. So these are some of the table gifts I got from my Stitchy sisters at StitchCon. Erin always usually makes us a drinking vessel, so she made that. I think she uses a Cricut to do this. And I got some DMC floss and some tea, lens wipes, some snips, and Kay made us all one of those Ort baskets out of fabric, like Nettie, Primrose mom, makes. So I ordered the kit to do that, so I'm going to try to make some of those. She also gave us one of these for our scissors that says hands off and had our names in it. And then this needle minder that says I might start talking about cross stitch. You've been warned. And we also get some did some pass the stash things. So I got some more DMC and some goodies in that bag. And Kay passed faded flag. And I also got a stitching journal. This is a Fat Quarter Shop stitching journal. So all of those were fun. Plus there was a lot of snacks and all kinds of things to eat, and those are already gone. At StitchCon, a lot of people will make things or get something to pass out to everyone in the room. And these are the things that I ended up getting this year. I thought this was interesting. This is a 3D printed ornament that you can stitch on. So it's plastic and you can stitch on there and make an ornament out of it. And I got some beeswax in this little container. I got a ruler, which I can always use those. And this is a mascara wand thing, or a floss fairy, as we like to call them. And I also got a few of these. I think they get them at Amazon. These cords. I do bobbinate my DMC, and when I have a large project, I like to use these to separate out by number sections and use those cords for those. And probably the most fun one was a scissor fob that says rip it, and it has a little frog on it. That was from the Pink Stitchers. So that was fun. And a lot of people give you thread drops and things like that with their information on the back. I want to show some of the brag table. I'm probably going to try to put music over this because it is kind of loud. But there was so many beautiful things this year. That's one of my Stitchy sisters right there. This is another of my Stitchy sisters. And this is also one of my Stitchy sisters. These right here. But we had such different pretty projects this year. I just wanted to give you a quick look. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Just really, really beautiful things. A lot of talent in this room. Of course, all the queens, things that I would never even attempt. But look how sweet some of these are. In the aquarium, I think that's the only one I've seen done. Isn't she beautiful? It's gorgeous. And then we got the cute little ones too. Really sweet things. I'd like to find one like that. That's a catfish for Jim. The Lady of the Flag. I would absolutely love to do that one. just love this one right here. Kind of into the winter stitching. Getting some more things done for that. And someone did all the tiny houses from Martin Hands. He let the frogs out, too funny. I've done this one. I put it up for winter. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this with all 6 of these designs together. It's 2 different patterns. Isn't that beautiful? I didn't even take the Stitchy bus over to Keepsakes this time. I did purchase some things from the annex though, and I thought I'd show you those. This is a little scissor holder that I got, and then some fiber on the whim rickrack, hand-dyed rickrack. I also got this pattern called Winter Visitors by Pedal Pusher. I got There Is Room, and this is from Annie the Proper Stitcher. I've been wanting that for a long time. Now I need to just decide what color I want to stitch it in. I also got some stickers that were there. And then this is an exclusive design for Keepsakes that Cecilia from Heart and Hand created. And then in our freebies for StitchCon, there's a freebie pattern for a border that goes all the way around that talks about StitchCon. So I haven't printed that out yet, but I need to get that done. So with that, I chose the 16 count fabric, and then the frame for that comes from a small business, woman-owned business in Ukraine. And this is actually a magnet frame for that. So I'll enjoy putting that together. And in conclusion, I'd like to thank Barbara and the team at Keepsakes, for another excellent StitchCon, and I'm looking for more to come from them. I'll be attending a couple of days of Stitch Away in January this year, so I'll get to see them then. And plans, I'm going to continue working on my Stitching Parliament, which is my birthday stitch, and also try to keep working on One Nation. And with that, until we meet again, be excellent to each other.